Welcome to a not-so-post trade deadline edition of Basketball Illuminati. Although by the time you listen to this, the trade deadline will be over. And who knows who else will get traded?
I can't believe Giannis got moved.
Okay. Jimmy Butler got traded. Luka Doncic got traded. De'Aaron Fox got traded. Brandon Ingram got traded. Reggie Jackson got traded. That's how you know it's a trade deadline. I'm Zach Harper. That's Mo Dakhil. That's Anthony Mayes. No Wosny today. He claims, I got a thing I got to do with Bill. It's his birthday.
Oh, I got to work with my boss.
It's his birthday. It's his birthday. That's what's going on. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Wosny. We love you.
Happy birthday, Woz.
Excited to celebrate with you. But
trade week, Woz week.
Yeah, trade week, Woz week, Super Bowl week.
Oh my God.
A lot of convergence.
So many weeks.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Too many weeks in 1 week. Especially when it comes to the 2025 trade deadline. So we got some do you believes, right? This is what we do here on this secondary episode of Basketball Illuminati every week. It is the Do You Believe edition. And so first, do you believe, guys? I'll start this off with, I truly believe this is what's going to happen. Okay. I want to get your thoughts. Do you believe that Luka Doncic will retire a Laker just to spite the Mavericks?
I totally believe this. I 1000%. You know what would be even funnier, Zach? If he took less than the max a year and a half, just a little less, like whatever, like he won't, but like just took a little less, even going like, I'm even cheaper than you guys thought. You were worried about the super max. I'm coming in, just under the max at that point. But I think we're going to retire a Laker. I don't see a way in which the Lakers are going to let this dude go. And I think he's going to love LA. I think the city's going to embrace him. I think you have so much going for him here without him even having played a game. I just can't see it. And I think doing it again and at the same time giving a bird to the Mavs, not a bad deal for him.
I love that there's an article that we have on The Athletic. David Aldridge wrote it about Nico Harrison, his gamble on this whole like anti-Luka, I'm going to make this a Nike thing for the Mavericks. And I love that someone, I can't remember who tweeted about it, but someone tweeted an excerpt and it was like, in Mays, it's like, Nico Harrison is getting heckled by fans in road arenas right now. Like it was like Mavericks, like kids. They're like, why'd you trade Luka in a road arena? That's how popular this decision is. Mays, do you think that Luka Doncic, do you believe he is going to retire a Laker just to spite the Dallas Mavericks? Because I do believe he's that petty. This is a petty MFer.
I don't know. I think Luka's a really benevolent, not grudge holding kind of guy. I think he'll take this in stride. And once he becomes a free agent, he'll survey his options and go to the best team. Maybe he'll even go back to Dallas.
Oh, whoa.
This was a Trojan horse all along.
Maybe he wants to play with AD.
Yeah, he probably does want to play with AD. That's a nice compliment to him. So the Lakers obviously trade for Luka Doncic. They trade for Mark Williams late Wednesday night, which is, if he's healthy, a really nice big man. He's also played 85 games in 2.5 seasons, so that remains to be seen. And half of those happened his rookie year, so we'll see. But I like the pickup. I do wonder. I wonder what Rob Pelinka. I mean, look, all right. This doesn't have anything to do with his GMing ability on the surface. He's got to work on this leather jacket. This leather jacket, like that's the thing that has bothered me the most from the trade deadline. Is the leather jacket where it's kind of zipped but not zipped. It didn't look like it fit. It's a weird brown, right? Like it's not like a black leather jacket. It's not like a straight brown leather. Like it's like this weird in between. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. And I think that had like that was after you trade for Luka, if you fleece Nico Harrison in this deal, this is somewhere where you're gonna have a heat check. That jacket was a heat check, and now it has worried me about his ability to put future players around Luka Doncic.
Well, did you see Nico Harrison's outfit?
No, I did not. No.
Oh, so Haralabob, speaking of spiting the Mavericks, has been so entertaining this week.
This is shocking. Yeah.
Talking shit especially about Nico Harrison. But Nico Harrison showed up the day after the trade wearing a head-to-toe turquoise sweatsuit.
Like my guy, Logan Roy?
Kind of. He kind of looked like the Cookie Monster. Let me pull up a picture for you. But in terms of Rob Pelinka's leather jacket versus Nico Harrison turquoise sweatsuit, they're both off. Something's wrong.
No, has this been brewing for a while? Where we had clutch teams before, we had CAA teams, but now we just have straight Nike athlete teams. Like it's Team USA.
It's hilarious in that regards where it's a college team, Zach. Like this is exactly what happens in college, right? Like that's an Adidas school. You got to go there, and all of that stuff. So this is really kind of an interesting one there. This is what happens when you hire a Nike exec, who basically only has relationships with Nike guys. But I understand the play, but like,
Lucas Jordan, it's not that far off from Nike. Like,
no. Apparently it is, Zach. Apparently it's way far.
Oh my goodness. What is this?
Oh my.
It looks like a blanket you might have on your couch.
Yeah, it looks kind of like maybe like a North Carolina blanket in some way. It's a little tough to tell with the shading and the color balance there.
Yeah,
that's something.
But that's a feeling yourself fit for sure.
I'm pretty bothered by the sock to pant ratio of Anthony Davis there. If I'm being honest, that's actually bothering me way more than what Nico Harrison is wearing. I think Luka Doncic. Yeah, as May said, he is very benevolent. He'll he doesn't take a whole lot of grudges. I do think. Mo, you joked about it before we started recording. I do think he could lose 20 pounds just out of spite. I think he could do anything out of spite here, right? Like he's someone that is constantly looking for those little things. Like he is wired in that way that's so cliche, but it is actually more rare than people think. And I do think any criticism of him by the Mavericks and whatever's going to leak out over the next week or two in terms of stories and everything, because they're going to bury him. They're going to leak stuff that makes this look better for them because their Q rating could not be lower as an organization right now. You had 700,000 Slovenians unfollow them on Instagram.
That's amazing. None of them are allowed in Slovenia. And I mean the whole team.
Absolutely
none of them don't come close to even trying to draft another dude.
Dude, there's remember when there would be a press conference and Kevin Durant had a backpack, and now Kevin Durant's backpack has a Twitter account. Sure. There would be did the 76ers win? No. When they were trusting the process. There is a Twitter account that I saw that is titled, "Is Nico Harrison still a bitch?" And then they just tweet yes every day. They're so furious at Nico. And beyond, that's inappropriate, right? There's beyond inappropriate things being hashtagged about Nico Harrison on the internet that are crimes. And so this is not a normal time to upset sports. This is something. And so Luka, I think, could channel all of that and become the best version of himself that we haven't even seen yet.
But they need to get Nico Harrison onto the court. He needs to waterboy this thing and visualize Nico Harrison on the people that are guarding him. Because is he really that mad at the team or the other? He's mad at that dude.
No, he's mad at the team.
When he sees the Mavs jersey across from him, he's going to be aggressive. I mean, they play at the end of this month, I think, in LA. There's going to be a moment, and if Nico is sitting courtside or anywhere near, he shouldn't fly to the game. This is one of those games he might want to stay home in Dallas for, just because you don't want Luka to see you at all, because that's going to be.
But that might be the only road arena that will applaud him.
Yeah, he'll get a standing there.
People will buy him drinks. He'll get some nachos sent to his seat. There'll be all sorts of stuff.
Anthony Edwards apparently made a comment I hope we're not playing that night. I'm going to fly and get courtside
tickets. That's amazing. It's even worse when he makes the return to Dallas, because the fans are going to give him an ovation. Like, there's going to be, are they going to do a tribute video? Are they going to do a tribute video?
You have to. You have to treat this like we love this guy. Like, you can't, like, whether Nico hates him or not, or doesn't believe in him or not, like, you can't treat it like anything other than, oh, our prodigal son has returned.
Right. I mean, Nico basically said we traded him because he's fat. And it's just along those lines of,
he doesn't play defense. We want
like those
guys who play defense.
Like, that's like, okay, like, there's no way to kind of walk that back in any way. He didn't mean fat. He meant kind of just big boned, and
he was doing the PHAT. He was doing the PHAT. He was like, wow, that guy's so hot and tempting.
It's just ridiculous with all that stuff. But the one thing I'll say, Zach, it's easier to slip Luka some kale in LA than it is in Dallas. Because there's no way in Dallas, like, a vegetable's just more brisket. Like, here, at least, he has a chance to just lose weight by.
They just have to send him to Erewhon.
Well, I'm sure they're going to make sure wherever he moves, there's going to be an Erewhon
in his house. In his house,
like, instead of the Taco Bell commercials, it's an Erewhon.
Let's go to another person who definitely doesn't hold grudges. Do you believe, Anthony Mayes? Do you believe that Jimmy Butler wanted to go to your Warriors, or he just wanted out of Miami?
He just wanted out of Miami, and it kind of makes me sad. Because I think there is a world where Jimmy Butler to the Warriors teaming up with Draymond to be the biggest D-bags in the entire league would make me happy.
Yeah, that should. Now, how are you not ecstatic?
I don't know. It feels
nothing for him.
Like a wet fart, kind of like it's just, oh, well, I guess I'll go to the Warriors and we'll take Wiggins. Like, I guess, I hope it's great. I hope that he's motivated. He seems like he will be as well. He's been one of my favorite players historically, but this year has definitely put a damper on enthusiasm, because I think he's
all just to get to your Warriors.
Then it would have happened not yesterday. There was a report.
He's only been trying to get traded for 2 months. What are you talking about?
There was a report, 3 days ago from Windhorst, where he's like, he doesn't want to go there because he doesn't want to extend, or they don't want to extend him, and then he gets a 2-year extension. So
everyone caved.
Everyone gave up.
That's what Jimmy wanted.
Yeah,
it was the extension. He wanted to go wherever he knew he was going to get the extension.
Would not give a shit where he's playing. He just wanted the money. Because I actually heard this. I heard that like, if he hadn't gotten traded, and this was like maybe a few days into the first suspension. But there was some pretty credible sourcing that they're like, hey, like, he'll go sign in Brooklyn this summer if that's what it takes to get paid. Right. Like, he'll go, like, it's not about winning this. Like, he wants to win a championship, but it's not about that. It's about, like, he wants the money. And they're like, well, hasn't he gotten paid enough? Yeah, that's not how money works.
Right. There's always more, right? It's more. I just want more at the end. And then if I can win a championship, would be a nice little cherry on top. Would be lovely in that regard. But Jimmy just wanted to go wherever the extension was waiting for him. And he knew Ishbia was going to give him one in Phoenix. That's why he was solely focused on Phoenix. Once the Warriors are like, we got the extension set up for you, it was, okay, cool, I'm ready to go. But this is kind of the Bash Brothers now. This is a Mighty Ducks sort of Mighty Ducks 2 Bash Brothers with Draymond and Jimmy.
I don't know if that. I think you want the Bash Brothers a little bit earlier in their career.
Yeah, you don't want the Bash Brothers after one of them's gone to therapy.
D7, like, if this is Mighty Ducks 7, like, this is what we're getting. But
we know how well that counseling's been going for Draymond, so I'm sure he's still doing that, right? I'm sure. He took it really seriously.
Who do you think's the most scared in the locker room of the Warriors? Like, as a teammate, it's not Steph, obviously, but who's like, damn, man, I'm gonna get picked on so damn much between these two. Like
he'll like Podziemski.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Kuminga might be
that's
the guy that's a little worried, right? Like, Jimmy's definitely going to test Kuminga. Maybe Moses Moody, but like, I think Trace will be fine. I think Podziemski will be fine. Like, I think those are the type of guys that can handle it. But yeah, like, I'm with Mo. Like, Jimmy was going wherever the money was going. The second they're like, hey, the extension's on the table, like, oh, I would love to be a Warrior. I would love to be a Warrior. I do want to also, like, this is kind of like a a 2B question here. Do you believe Kevin Durant wants out of Phoenix now? I don't think he did before, but Kevin is, it can be a little mercurial. Like this, it's a little up and down there. And I do think that now that he's been shopped around, he's going to take that personally. I don't mean that in the Last Dance sense. And he's going to he'll be like, all right, maybe I don't want to finish my career in Phoenix.
I do think he'll want out, but I don't think he'll be at the deadline. I think he will finish the season.
Not today.
Today. General.
Yeah, okay, I'm just saying, moving forward, it's going to be like, all right, I'm out. Yeah.
I think he will want out. Yeah, this summer there's going to be the talks of the extension, and then there's going to be no, I just want out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd want out, and it's not because I'm being shopped.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's an absolute nightmare of a cap situation and mismanagement.
Here's the thing, though, Mayes. I think more owners should handle the trade deadline because Mat Ishbia, between Mat Ishbia's desperation to get Jimmy Butler to Phoenix, to the point where he was like, "All right, I can't get Brad to waive his no trade. Well, let's get rid of Durant then." It's like, okay, but what are we doing? Are we just doing a deal to do a deal? Like, what are we doing? Between that and then Bernie Lee, Jimmy's agent, his desperation to find the deal for his client. Like, this was, we need less of sound thinking when it comes to the deadline, and we need more reactionary, desperate people. That's what we need, because that's what gives the entertainment to all the rumors.
Nico's sound thinking wasn't enough for you.
Look, I appreciate. Look, I also think we should trade players by going I think that guy's fat. I don't want him on my team anymore. I do. This is all stuff that should factor into the trade deadline. But
I want to push. I want to add something to yours, Zach. Your idea. I just want it televised. I just want those meetings televised. It's like they do with baseball, right? When they do the winter meetings or whatever. Mm-hmm. I want owners meetings week of. I want Sam Amick and everybody parked outside the meetings. I want it televised. I want the negotiations. I want a separate room. We call it the trade negotiation rooms. And it's two teams walk in, two owners walk in, and we just get to watch them sort of negotiate, then yell for a third team to come in. This is what I want. The week-long television, forget the All-Star game. That's the All-Star weekend. It's All-Star week owners meetings.
Mayes, would you have rather that Kevin Durant decided, okay, I'll come back?
That would have been so weird. That would have been even weirder.
But the alternative is, hey, we got Jimmy Butler on this extension. What would you rather? You have to pick one. You can't be like, oh, just give me the 10th seed and we're out.
If it's roughly the same deal, I mean, they probably have to give up Kuminga to get KD, but if it's, I'd prefer KD. I think this is a more entertaining outcome now. Jimmy wanted to go to Phoenix, right? Because Ishbia would have given him 4 or 5 years as opposed to 2.
Yeah, I think
I kind of wish that happened.
Dog, I got to become friends with Mat Ishbia. That's the goal for 2025. Is just we got to become friends with Mat Ishbia.
You got to act quickly,
Michigan State fan.
He acts like somebody who can hit reset on his 2K franchise. He maxes out, he trades all the assets, he signs everybody, he does everything he can.
I'm not looking for a lifetime friendship here. I just need the one good
one contract.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Warriors, we've seen it with Kevin Durant, he's the perfect type of player to add spacing, to play big, to facilitate and move the ball. Jimmy, the one thing everybody's saying immediately is, well, spacing is going to be a problem. So
it was already a problem, though.
It was already, and now we've added another non-shooter,
but a guy who can do a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, he's great. Yeah. But there's a glaring need for a stretch big man that I doubt they're going to get by the end of the day. So in terms of fit with the team, absolutely KD. But either way, it feels weird. It doesn't feel awesome. I'll tell you
Loon Dog and GP2. I believe that adds up to a Vucevic. For
thrilling. Can't wait.
All right, last question.
I didn't know this episode turned into Mayes being pissed off at the Warriors.
This has just been a trap to get Mayes to be mad. All right, last question. Who do you believe gets left out of the play-in tournament in the Western Conference? Currently, the Warriors are in the bad end of a tiebreaker situation. They're tied with the Kings and the Suns, but they are pushed to 11th right now. The Spurs, 2 games back of all of them, in the 12th position, but they did get De'Aaron Fox. The Warriors did get Jimmy Butler. The Suns did, as of right now, did not get anything. I think the only thing they might do is get rid of Yusuf Nurkic. And then the Sacramento Kings got Zach LaVine and then gave up 130 points to the Orlando Magic, who hadn't done that since Thanksgiving. Who do you believe will get left out?
Sorry, I'm still laughing.
Western Conference. The Magic hadn't broken 100 points 7 of the last 10 games. Zach LaVine goes to the Kings for a minute and they give up 130? I don't know. Even blaming Zach LaVine. I don't think it was on him, although he was like minus 26 in the game. But that's just crazy. You can't. Whatever.
The crazier thing, Zach, because my box score is stuck on the third quarter of that game. The Magic only had 80 points with 6.5 left in the third quarter. They scored 50 points in a quarter and a half.
They went off the rest of the game.
It took them 2.5 quarters to get to 80 and a quarter and a half to get to 50. Like it was what happened?
I was keeping track because I was watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just light up the Suns last night, and I'm like, this box score can't be right. How did they get to 100 so quickly? How did they get to 110? How did they get to 120? It was ridiculous. But who do you believe, Mo, will be left out of the play-in tournament?
Oh my God, it's so tough, but I think I'm going to go with the Suns. I just think there's such a bad
two teams have to be left out here.
Right. Okay. So if I go Suns, 2 teams have to be left out. So I'm going to go Suns Kings. 130. I can't. No. 130 at home. You get your shining piece. The fans are all excited. We get LaVine. Okay, fine. Like we're excited. All that stuff. Mm-hmm. And you shit the bed.
Well, there's got to be a little adjustment there. Some Kings fan got mad at me for.
Really? Because they all played together before. It's the freaking the Bulls all over again. They should just trade Sabonis for Vooch.
Sabonis might be a worse defender than Vooch. Some Kings fan got mad at me because I said, they still need a table setter, even though they run a lot through Sabonis. And he goes, you clearly haven't been watching this year. Malik Monk's been the table setter. And I'm like, okay, and?
Okay.
Well, watch some more Kings games, Zach.
Yeah. All right, so you got the Kings and the Suns both falling out. So you got the Warriors jumping up, you got the Spurs jumping up.
Yes. No, I have the Mavs jumping up.
They're 8. All right, now.
Mavs are 8.
My shit's not updated.
We're on February 6th, Mo. What do you?
You know me in calendars, Zach. You know me in calendars, Zach.
Mayes, who do you believe is 1 in the play-in tournament now, and 2 will be in there by the end of the season?
Is there any way we can rearrange the schedule to get the Mavericks to play the Lakers on the last game of the season to determine whether they're going into the play-in tournament or they're out completely? I'd love to say the Mavericks. I think they will be all right.
Yeah.
Because defense wins championships, as we all know. So I think that will probably keep them safe. I'd love to see the Spurs instantly gel and be awesome, but I feel like one more year of the Spurs not making it. I'll go with that. And then the Kings. I mean, I think that's safe one.
They don't even make the play-in.
I don't think so.
The Sacramento Bulls.
That's right. If they can get Caruso, maybe they'll get in the play-in.
Yeah, but what if Caruso was Keon Ellis? No, that doesn't work for you? I actually like this Kings team. I just think they need time together, and I don't know that they have that. I'm going to say
with table setting Monk.
I think the funniest thing is the Suns dropping out and then KD deciding he wants to be traded. And then we'll find out he actually did want to go to the Warriors. He'll have changed his mind publicly on that. I do think the Suns also, here's a prediction. If the Suns don't make the play-in tournament, Mike Budenholzer gets fired after a year.
So three coaches.
There have been some whispers. let me break a little news here. I don't know if it's breaking news. I'll just tell you what I've heard. I've heard that he's lost the locker room already. Jeez. Now I don't know how real that is. I'm not there. I'm not in Phoenix. I'm not there. I don't know anything. This is just what I've heard. But I've heard you can't lose the locker room in the first year.
No, you can. It's just really
it's difficult to do. Yeah, it's difficult to do, but it is doable. And so I think the Suns are just a mess. I think they're gonna drop. I think this whole KD got shop thing is gonna be bad for them internally. I feel bad for Devin Booker. But so I'll say the Suns drop. Man, I think I'm with Mo. I don't think the Kings. Actually, you know what? The Warriors don't make it either. Spurs jump up. We're asking Draymond and Jimmy Butler to be available.
The last day of the regular season, Phoenix at Sacramento.
Oh.
So that will definitely...
Loser stays home.
Shake it up right there. I think that game is going to decide who gets in and who doesn't. It's right on the razor's edge.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be really good. I like seeing a confused Mo because things went silent and he doesn't know that we're talking about him. I think his headphones died. I think his headphones. No, he does. It's like I think the Mavericks. Like what? The Mavericks. I'd actually like to finish the show with Mo just looking confused, not knowing what's going on. He says he can't hear anything in the chat. I guarantee his headphones just died. He looks like he has wireless headphones. I guarantee they just died. He has no idea that they just died. Mayes, do you think that anyone still pushes back on the play-in tournament? Because it is a brilliant, brilliant tool for the NBA, and it gets teams to make moves at the deadline that might be a little crazy, and feel like everyone has an opportunity here. And I think we're seeing that with this race. Like we are going to get either, the Kings. I don't know how many household names they have for like the casual fan, but still, that's a good team with Domantas Sabonis, who's an all-star, with DeMar DeRozan. But we might have either Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, or Wemby and De'Aaron Fox and Chris Paul staying home.
Yeah, I think it's been great in the West.
Yeah. Well,
I think the Western Conference has delivered quite often with that, especially the multiple Steph versus LeBron play-ins have been great. Mm-hmm. The East, probably
the Bulls are 22 and 30, and they're in the 10th spot.
It does give the Philadelphia 76ers a little bit more life on their horrible season.
Is that a good thing? Do you believe that that's a good thing, that the 76ers have more life this season? Because I don't. I think let's hit that final nail.
Nah, give me that 10 seed and let's start from the bottom. If we could just get Joel Embiid healthy.
Oh my God.
You never believe what could happen. So
I like that he and Paul George are just alternating games now. They're never going to play together again. They're just alternating games. One final stat for you, as Mo still looks confused. I'm really enjoying this. But one final stat for you.
Over there.
Yeah. This is courtesy of Will Guillory, who does a great job. Covering the Pelicans and other teams for us at The Athletic. The final tally on the Pelicans situation is 441 possible games with Zion and Brandon Ingram on the roster. They played in 154 of those together. That's less than 35%.
That's really not
bad
great.
Luck, man. That's such bad luck. And by the way, I believe there were 64 of those games, he said, where neither of them played.
So half as many as they played together, neither of them played?
Pretty much.
End of an era.
It's just tough. It's just tough. That's going to do it for this edition of Basketball Illuminati. If you watched it on YouTube, you got to see Mo just look really confused, and now he's just got a dumb half smile on his face.
It's not
as we wrap up, he still can't hear it. He still can't hear us. For Anthony Mayes, for Mo Dakhil, I'm Zach Harper. Keep your third eye open.